Alright, hello guys. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for the song Uyamangalisa by Joyous Celebration. Obviously, tutorial. We're doing in the key of A flat. And this is a very fast-paced song, which um, sounds very nicely when you use 10 style settings. So those who are probably going to be wanting to play the song, um, yeah, it's highly advisable that you use those settings. Though it can work if you using like a electric piano as the main keys, like main tone you're using. So yeah, let's get into it. So we'll start at the introduction. Uh, Starts like this. I'll play it slowly, but this is not the pace where that actually is it. Okay, I usually only use one hand for that part because it's pretty fast. So again, all right. So let's break that down. Apologies. Let me just settle for now. Okay. Um, so what are we playing in this section here? We're doing the same thing on both hands. So octave apart. We're doing a 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 5. So it's like that. Ba-da-ba-bop, ba-da-ba-bop-ba-bop. Right? Then the next part is a walk up. You can do both hands too. Uh, 3, 4, 5, 6 flat, and then left hand's going to do a 5 flat. Sorry, left hand's going to do a 5 flat. Right hand's going to do a 1, 3, 6. So again, 3, 4, 5, 6 flat. Then we play that chord. Right. Then we go to so what's this? We're playing a 5. 5 octave on the left hand, right hand 7 to 5, 7. Then we play a 5 flat, left hand, right hand 1, 3, 6. Then we back to the previous chord. Then we go to a left hand on a 2, right hand on a 6, 1, 4. Then we play that chord, right? Which is a 1. 1 left hand, 5, 1, 3 right hand. So that sounds like this. Then the next part, it's very fast. So I'll just do it one hand for now. It's a 7, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's just that, right? So to put that together, my timing was so bad. But anyways, yeah. So you repeat that 2 times, right? The only difference is that the first time you're doing it, there's like a small break before you do the ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da. The second time it's immediate after. What do I mean by that? I just hope I can do it right. That's the first time. Second time. Just immediately after, right? So that's the introduction. Then for the entire song, you play the exact same thing, except for the part where they go wamuhle, no wamuhle, 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 Jesu, Uyamangalisa. That part, right? At that part, you play exactly what you're playing in the introduction. So for the rest of the song, so let me tell you the chord progression of the song. Uh, Uyamangali 4, oh yeah, so 3, 4 to a 3, Lisa, then to a 5, Jesu, Uyamanga, then to a 1. So it's like a Uyamangali, sa, Uyamangali, Jesu, Uyamangalisa, right? So you back to a 1, right? So, for example, if we're just playing basic chords, it would sound something like this. Uyamangali sa Uyamangali sa Jesu Uyamangali sa. You hear that? Simple stuff. Uyamangalisa, Uyamangalisa, Jesu, Uyamangalisa. Okay, so actually, technically, I can actually end this video right here because I've given you guys a tutorial. Because everything else is just how you work with the chords you're given, and then you literally use what you've learned, your skills you've learned, and improvise stuff there. But anyways, we'll continue. I'm gonna teach you a bass line which I've learned, um, which you can actually use for the song. But this is assuming that you're going to be like doing a split on your keyboard with a leading voice and then bass instruments in your left hand, right? It sounds better like that. But you don't have to, but then, it does sound better. So I told you that it's a 4, 3, 5, 1, right? So um, if we look into this bass line, um, the basic thing of it is just you doing octave of the notes you're playing, uh, octave of the thing you're playing, right? Then we'll start from there. So, Uyamangalisa, Mangalisa, right? So I'm doing this octave. Now let me show you just this basic thing how it sounds with what you're playing on the right hand. Oh, Uyamangalisa, Uyamangalisa, Jesu, Uyamangalisa. Right? You see, there's a small difference now, right? Um, but I don't actually hold it in. I do like a I don't want to call it a staccato, but it's close to staccato on your right hand. Then just this thing, you know. Okay, we can call it staccato. So, Uyamangalisa, Uyamangalisa. You get the point, right? So that's where we're starting off from. Now we have that. you're playing that in your left hand and your right hand, we're doing like a staccato thing. Um, but I'm just focusing on the left hand right now. I'll get into some things you can do in the right hand just now. Um, but then just doing this. To most people, that's gonna sound boring, right? So what I thought of is actually doing this. You're doing an octave, right? One. Then you're gonna do a 1-3. So what I mean is that you're going to be doing technically playing the second note in that chord if you're pulling out the chord of that bass of that root note. So what I mean by that is if I'm saying we're on a 4, the 4 chord is this, then the second note is this, right? If you're playing a 1, the second note is that, first note is that, the root. If you're playing a 5, the root is that, second note is that, right? So this is what I mean by what I was saying. You're gonna do the octave, and then you're gonna do the 1 to the 3. So this is what I mean. Right? So how does that sound? Right? Now can you see that it's getting some oomph in it now, right? It's not sounding boring like what we were playing before, you know. Uyamangalisa, oh yeah. Right? Now we've got like a bounce, and your left hand is moving, right? Because this that sounds like you can say completely different to this. That sounds different, right? Sounds like you're actually doing more, you know, and it gives it a nice feel. Feel like you're kind of like a professional because you know what you're doing. Yeah. So we have that. Now moving on. Let's look at what your right hand would be doing now, because your left hand you can do a lot more, but I don't want to put too much on you guys, with regards to the left hand. Let's see, your right hand. Mm, okay, so yeah, so your right hand. Let's try and do like a simple, because I don't want to do something like this where you following the actual melody of the song. I, we can do that, right? I guess. You see, but for me, it just doesn't feel feasible, you know. Especially if you have a song like this, you wanna play like covering music. So what I usually do is mm, 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 mm. um, you might want to write this down, guys, because this is something which I just tend to do whenever I'm playing. Even though I'm not really good at 10 stop, but like I do practice this stuff a bit. So the general theme is when you have a 4, you can play around with this this 2. here, right? Go from that to this to that, right? Right. So, and then it's gonna be much harder than I thought. Yeah, if you have a four, and then when you're going, so we're going from a four to a one. Then right before you hit the one, you can do like the four in another inversion. So what you can do is like you can play around. Sorry, you can play around with your inversions before you go to the next note you need to play. We know we're going from a four to a one. This is just something which I figured out that you can actually be using because this is I see it used a lot in 10 style music. Playing with that, right? So yeah, you have that, and you can also use. Okay, actually no, let's start here. What you can do is use your inversions. So your four, it's a four, it's a four, it's a four. Let's start with that. Um, so sorry, so it's 4 to 3. Okay, sorry. Never mind the inversions. Never mind the inversions. I realize that I generally don't use inversions. What I do is I walk up to things. What do I mean by that, right? Um, I'm not really sure how to actually put this into like an actual pattern because, okay, there's a pattern. I might just edit this part of the video out. I might just not. Let's see how we're gonna do this. So I know that we from a four we're doing like a walk from this to that, right? So that was a four. Then from the three you can play around with the three, the one. From the five, right? The five we can play around with this, right? But what I usually do is I walk down from the five, right? Then also on the five, I'll usually do something. I'll usually play this before I go back to a one, which is also that. It's like a four over five, which I've shown you in other songs. I usually play it before I get back to a one, right? So um, it's just important to note that you have your main chords which you need to stick to. You know you're going from a four to a three to a one, sorry, five to a one. So as long as you stick to that melody line, your chords they're gonna sound nice and rich, right? But especially if you're doing like walking up. What I mean by this? Let me try and explain this to you. If I'm going from a four and I know I'm doing it going to a three, right? I can do something like this. Four, and I know I'm going to this three here, right? I can do like a so Uyamangalisa, Uyamangali, right? Then I have to go to five, right? You can do something like that. You see, you can walk up to the stuff, right? in a melodic way. Obviously, I'm not gonna do like I'm gonna play the chords, and you see, so you can play chords around where you're going to. So I can tell you if you're playing on if you're playing a 4 and you need to go to a 3, you can do like a, because it's walking single notes to that, or you can do a walk down to that too. So then after the 5 we're going to a 1, right? Right? So that also works. So something like that, because with when you're playing like 10 style, you don't want to have the the point is not having complex chords. It's about having these simple chords that like interlope with each other, that communicate with each other. Um, once you've set up your keyboard correctly, the channels that show you how to set that stuff up. But yeah, um, that's the key to it, and a good bass line. You see, so having something like boom 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 boom. So, something having a good bass line and then having that, because you're gonna have the 10 style setting, something like something like you get the idea, right? Uh, you'd have something like that going on. Um, and obviously, I'm not the best at someone probably gonna comment that's I'm doing wrong 10 chords or whatever. But this is literally how I would have broken the song down. Um, I guess one thing I can also add is when you are before you go to a 5, so you're playing a 3, before you go to a 5, you can play a passing chord, which is this 5 flat, your left hand, 1 3 6 in your right hand. How does it fit in? Uyamangalisa, Uyamangalisa, oh yes. Now you're at your 1, right? You're gonna go from your 1 to a 4. There are multiple ways you can do it. I can show you one that's a melodic way and one that's more of a 10 style way. The melodic way is what I usually show you guys. That one, except don't do all that fancy things, just so left hand playing a 2 octave, right hand playing a 4 7 flat 1 4, left hand playing a 3 octave, right hand playing a 5 1 2 5, right? So you have that. Then you're back to Uyaman. So how does that fit in? Uyaman, right? Then the second one is doing this. So left hand's playing a 5 flat, right hand's playing a 4 7 flat 2. Then left hand's playing a 1, right hand's playing a 3 7 flat 2, right? Now how is that coming? Uyamangalisa, Uyamangalisa. You hear that? Yeah, so that's that. Um, so I don't know if I can be able to play at the same time or so. Just Uyamangalisa. So the entire song you're just doing that. Then you get to a part of the part where it goes Wamuse, 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 Jesu, Uyamangalisa. So ta 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 ta, Wamuse, 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 Jesu, Uyamangalisa. Wamuse, Wamuse, Muse, Jesu, Uyamangalisa. Right, so that's that. So yeah, then it gets back to Uyamangalisa, right? So it's a beautiful song. Um, I enjoyed playing it with the cover. Yeah, I hope I didn't confuse you guys with this tutorial. But yeah, stay blessed. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. Like and subscribe, like and comment if you like the video. Any videos, any songs which you guys see that you want me to do tutorials for, as you've seen, guys do comment in the videos, and I do give some of the songs which they request a look. I've got a bit of a backlog, but then I eventually will get to all the tutorials, guys. Stay blessed.